think I was muted. Hello, welcome to Project Recipe. You found me. So happy. So, welcome. Today, it feels like I've been on live a lot lately, and I think it's because I have. We just wrapped up our virtual National Scrapbook Day, which went from March 24th all the way until yesterday, with lots of optional Zoom crops and giveaways and lots of good stuff. So last week for that group, we did the National Scrapbook Day project recipe. But tonight we'll be doing our regularly scheduled monthly project recipe. So if you're stumbling on this right now, whether it be live or the replay, you'll want to go to my website, DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. And then on the ribbon, you want to look for calendar and events and click on that, and you'll see today's date. You'll see project recipe. There'll be an RSVP button, which will just take you to the event page. And even though it's over, you can RSVP, but you can also, if you click more, you'll see the link to download the project recipe so that you have your own printed version to follow along, because these cameras and with the sometimes it's hard for you to be watching and see all the dimensions, even though I will be speaking them. I'm going to try to move a little slow. I moved slowly on Thursday for National Scrapbook Day, and everyone was able to keep up, and several were able to finish their pages. So while we're waiting for everyone to hop on, I did just want to show you, and I apologize those of you that were on last night, which is probably everyone watching now. You saw what's new from CM last night. But for those of you that didn't tune in last night because you thought, well, I didn't participate in National Scrapbook Day, so I don't need to watch this, you haven't seen what just launched yesterday. And I should mention, which I didn't last night for my digital scrapbookers, that one thing I did yesterday was download the digital version, and you get all of them. You get all of this in the digital version. So you get the stickers, the paper, and you get, the 12, both sides of the paper, not just the one side, and in the digital version. So I think it's listed here if I go down long enough. I'll come back to those beautiful things. So I guess it's not listed on this page, but I purchased it last night and it's fabulous. So let's see. We also have this new collection called Our Moments, and meant to be for like a heritage album. It's got like family tree is one of the things, family generations, our home, but the colors are just beautiful. And of course that's available digitally as well. And then 4 new tools. New tools are always exciting. The Dollop Arch Frame Punch. So it's a border punch and it's a frame punch, which means you can create a frame with that. The Flourish Vine Border Maker cartridge, which you might have one similar that's like a teal color from Our Memories for Life in your collection. It is different. They're not the same. And then, of course, the Oak Tree Punch, which also looks like broccoli to me, and could look like if you did a little container, something like popcorn, but we'll save that for a tool time, all the little things that we can do with the Oak Tree Punch. And of course, those of you that like the recipe templates, that's just one of the pages you can make using this template. That is also available. So check out the What's New page on creativememories.com. And if you haven't already, don't forget to go to my website, Daytona Area Scrapbooking, click on the calendar link, and then and download the project recipe. Okay, so I think I have everything I need per the event, which will tell you what what tools you need to make and paper supplies you need. You need 3 sheets of paper. We're going to cut 3 sheets of paper. That's right here, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to need 2 sheets for backgrounds. So if you are used to working on pages, you could either work on pages or you could use 2 designer prints, or you could use 2 pieces of cardstock, whatever floats your scrapbooking boat. And I see many of you are sharing, and of course, that is awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. If you share tonight and then comment shared, that's important. You have to comment shared so the little bot picks up your shared. Oh, and Marianne, I just see you say that you can't print. Yes, I know, and I actually printed 2 copies today. So next time I see you, I will bring you a printed copy for sure. So the comment shared, so the bots pick you up. I'll do one drawing at the end of today and at the end of my live, and then another one at 10 p.m. And so I'll be drawing for paper and stickers today and during the live. And then at 10 p.m., $10 off your next order. I haven't invoiced everyone from purchases from National Scrapbook Day. So since I haven't done that, I'll just wait till after the 10 p.m. drawing in case one of you lucky ladies gets that. All right, so let me switch around. I am going to switch around. Yes, Kitty, well, I'm glad you made it. I'm going to switch these cameras around so that we can get started. Okay.
Recipe cam in, me out. Hopefully you all can still hear me. Great. All right, let's get going. So this was originally introduced with the devotion paper collection. But if you've watched project recipes with me before, I don't think I have ever, except for when we do it for National Scrapbook Day and those project recipes, I don't ever use what's shown, mainly because I love for you guys to use these when you need a jumping off point or some inspiration for your pages. So today I am working on scrapbooking cruise pictures from long ago. And these are going to be my backgrounds. All the paper I'm using today is from the Vitamin C collection, which I hope never goes anywhere because I live in Florida, and they just go with so many of my pictures. So for project recipe month to month, I do retreat photos, and I started way back at the beginning, and my last retreat was retreat number 52. So I am catching up. I think this is around retreat number 25. So I'm like halfway there. So we got many more years of project recipes before those albums are done. I'm going to have to print a second album though. All right. So we're going to come back to this sheet when it's time to put together our pages. So this is the sheet that we want right now. And I have to decide which of my papers this is. Now I'm going to make this blue one. It says foiled accent paper on the directions, but I'm not using foiled accent paper. I'm just going to use white cardstock because these are just 4 mats. And I'm using all colored background and colored everything else. So I thought I would do that. Looks like I grabbed an extra sheet of paper. So I have a lot of paper with this print going on, so I'm going to set this one off to the side. And I'm going to use this one. I don't think so that's going to be paper number 1. This is going to be paper number 2. And then the green, which will be easy to remember, is paper number 3. Okay. At least I know what the heck I'm doing at this point. Now this is going to be really easy. We need 2 pieces that are 6 by 9. There's all different ways that you can arrive at this. If you're quick with the math, you can say, oh, well, 12 minus 3 is 9, and just cut off a 3-inch strip and then cut it in half, 6 inches. So that way you don't have two separate pieces. I prefer in my scraps to have a piece that's fully 12 inches. I don't know about you. I just feel like it's a more usable scrap than two little tiny pieces. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my paper sideways and cut off 3 inches first, which will 12 minus 3 is 9. And then I will go ahead and cut my two. So I'm using my favorite trimmer here, upside down as usual. I have no idea why. Just my comfort spot. All right, so looks like, I don't know what's crooked, my camera or me. So now that I've cut this 3-inch piece off, I just feel like it's more usable. So I'm going to set that off to the side. I need to flip out my guide. I will flip this around. Now I'm going to turn this sideways, right? Because this is 9 and I want it to be 6 by 9. So 2 6 by 9, however you get there. You can either just cut it in half, the paper in half, and do 2 pieces 6 by 12 and then cut off to 9, or do it the way I did it. But this project recipe has very little cuts. So that's it for page number 1. Page number 1, check, done. Okay, for this one, this is going to be my white cardstock. I'm using Creative Memories white cardstock. Now, I don't know if you can see out there in Facebook land, but these cuts do not go all the way through. So you're going to have to use one of my favorite things about this awesome trimmer is that this little line here indicates the cut place. Okay, so you kind of have to lean over to the side, and so that's what we have to do. We have to come down to 6 inches and then turn our paper over and come to 4.5. So these little pieces are gonna get notched out. So the first one we're gonna do, and that's where like these lines come in really handy. And so we got to go 4.5 by 6.5. The 6.5 is right here. And it's also on this guide, this little ruler right here, which is really hard for you to see, but it's these. I feel like I'm saying this so wrong, but 6.5 is right here. So when you're looking over the top of it, you want the leading edge of your trimmer to be at 5.5, and that will be that the cut is at 6.5. So there's 1 inch between this white line and the lead of the little let's call it a blade train. A blade truck. So I'm going to use this right here. Now, if I'm off to the side, I can go ahead and line it right up. If I'm standing over the top, and what I mean by lining up, I can line up that white line with the 6.5. So here I go. I'm lining up 4.5, and then the truck covers it. So that's why you have to use the other piece. Okay, so I used the top. It would be good if you could see it, but you can't. Now I'm going to put this out so that my paper is at 6.5. That is the wrong way. I almost cut it wrong, right? This is the piece we want to be 6.5. So 6.5. And then you can either go to that line hits this, or you can use the same procedure you just did and stop where the front is at 3.5. So here we go. I can see this line, so I'm going to go right to that line and stop. And there's my piece. Okay. So there's the first piece out. And now we'll cut the second piece. Now this needs to be trimmed because it's 7.5. And if I had read the directions to you all, it does suggest trimming 1 inch off either side before you start, but you can do that. You can do that now. So now I'm going to cut it to 6.5. So now this is 6.5, and I need to cut at 4.5. Now this is where I probably lost many of you. But this is, you could go back and watch this again, or you could read the instructions on here. But if you don't have a trimmer where you can do this, then you might just want to take a pencil and make a mark. But if you don't have the Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer, then you should treat yourself. All right. So I'm going to do this one next, and it's going to be 5.5. I'm going to have to trim off 1 inch of that one. Sorry. So it really would have been, I think, less confusing if I'd done that. All right. So I've got 4.5, and now I need to do the 6.5. And the 6.5 needs to come just down to this point. So there's 6.5 and 2, 3.5. And then this piece, actually I should have just gone all the way, right? Because this piece should be 4.5 by 6.5. Were you screaming out like a horror movie? Like, Tara, just cut all the way through. It's fine. Okay, there's that piece. And now I just need to come back and make this one. Right? Okay. So now I got 4.5 by 6.5 out of the sheet, and you would only normally be able to get, 4 4x6s, but this way you can get 4.5 by 6.5. So I've got those done. The side mark needs to be beyond, not before. You want to do it right, like I do it right to the middle of it. Okay, so next we have the screen sheet, and we're going to do a border punch, border punch, border punch, and it says punch border, then cut. And then we have these pieces. Now, the reason why you could cut these first, but then you're going to be left with a tiny little piece. And I've shown before how you can take Post-it notes and put them down, and that way you can still use the Border Maker cartridge with just like a tiny little scrap of paper. But we're going to go ahead and do it the way it is written. And I'm going to read this little part. I see that there's a fold. This little dash line means a fold. So I'm going to read on here and see what it says. Using the heart border punch, punch 3 borders from, okay, we're not going to use heart. Trim all 3 border pieces at the 4 3/4. Oh, I guess that's just a secondary cut. Okay. It's not a fold. All right, so I'm going to use the Camera Chain Border Maker cartridge. And if you don't have the Border Maker system, oh, you guys are funny. I'm just reading all of your lost. You could also just alter your whole recipe and go 4x6. and then you can do it the easy way. Then you won't have to do the partial cuts. All right, so we're going to cut 3 of these first. And so feed through to the guide. This flips underneath. I've got my cartridge loaded in. And now I'm going to punch and slide. I think Nancy's on here. I think she just got this. This Border Maker cartridge is still available. I like it, particularly. I feel like you guys see me use it a lot on these retreat pages because that's our bond, right? Our photos and our scrapbooking. So I feel like I go to this. A lot. Now, some of the border punches don't leave you like with a nice clean edge. So it says, but we should have plenty of room to get our other pieces out. It's so nice. Some of the older ones you had to trim off after you did it. But I love these ones that they engineered to, hey, I was just looking at the punch poop. Whoops. Actually, I saw them stacked together. What does this remind you of? Like this. Does that remind you of anything? I don't know. It reminded me of the old like film cartridges. I forget what size they were. I don't think there were 2 of these. But anyway, you know me. It's like people that see faces and things. I see those too. But I also see things in punch. All right. So now we got 3 1/4 and 4 1/4. So we'll do the 4 1/4. Yes, Rosie, the 110s. Didn't that look like a 110? So 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. We need 2 of those. So now I'm done with the border system. I've really got to get a fan out here. I am just so hot, and I'm just about to go 4 1/2. I think I'm delirious because I'm so warm. 4 1/4, so all the way, and then 2 at 4 1/4. That's 4 1/4. Yeah, that's a great idea too, Nancy. Okay, so this is scrap. Won't use that. And then our last little piece here, which we have plenty of. Now, it's not showing that we're going to have excess, but that's because it was designed with the heart border punch in mind. And so the cameras didn't take up as much. They are not as big, I guess, so it didn't take up as much of the paper. So I've got this extra little strip. And so the first cut was 3 1/4, and the second cut is 4 1/4, just like the other 2. So this is a scrap as well. Let me just make sure that is. Yep, I lost track of my scrap. All right, so not that much scrap from this design at all. So now we've got all of our pieces, and it's time to put them together. I like to keep this piece handy because sometimes I have to refer back to it to look at the letter. All right, so my first page, we're going to start with the left. I'm going to go ahead and use this print. The other side I'm going to use for the other page. And I don't normally do those kinds of things, like not make a match, but I'm doing it today because I like both sides of the paper. All right, so the next thing is this pink sheet. That is piece A, so that's going to go right here. And then these little guys, I'm probably going to use this side of the paper and not that side. And then we need 2 white mats. Oh, I forgot to cut my cameras because they are going to go, they're these little green pieces. All right, so I need to cut my pieces, and there's 6. So what are my directions say? Then cut, and it says trim all the border pieces at the 4 3/4 mark to make G, H, and I. Then trim just one other piece, L, down to 4 3/4. So that's how we get 2 long and 4 short. This is the second time I'm about to mention Morse code in a recent project recipe. But I don't know what 2 long and 4 short is, but that is the, I don't know what it means in Morse code. I just know that is my family, the Clark family side, my dad's side. That is the family greeting with our horns. 2 long and 4 short. I think. Now I'm questioning myself. But I have to ask my dad. Oopsie. All right, so 4 3/4. Well, that's not good. I don't want to lose a whole camera. Come back. This gives everyone a chance to catch up if you're feeling behind while I wrangle. I feel like Stacy with earrings right now, honestly. Okay. Well, I can't do it this way very well, can I? Because, so this would be, I might have to off-road it with this particular, because I really don't want to cut in the middle of a camera. Let's see what we got here. How close can I get? Well, that's 5 1/2. So I'm gonna have to cut. I need to go 4 3/4. Just gonna have to do it. Sorry, cameras. And then I'm gonna take 2 of these out and do another one at 4 3/4. Let's see which side I want. I'm gonna lose another camera if I go that way. Either way, camera's getting cut off. So I think I'm gonna trim off right here and then trim this off. At least right down the middle of it. Okay. That was good. All right, so back to our map here. We need a long piece and 2 short pieces. The long piece is going in the middle. Like this. And the short pieces on the end. Now, the short pieces kind of dictate to you how far out this white piece goes. So I'm going to go ahead and start taping down. So let me flip this over, tape this down so I can get it centered over here, all the way to the edge and centered. And then I'm going to go ahead and do, well, maybe I should do the pattern side on these, just for a variety of green. Now it's showing it underneath the, so it's not, so I am going to do it this side because that other print, because it's the same print, doesn't show up too well. I'm going to use my repositionable because of all the little holes going on in this. And let me get this one too. Okey-doke. And right up against the edge over here and right underneath. I'm going to actually, instead of right underneath, I'm going to leave a little bit of space. That seems crooked to me. Very, very crooked. And there we go. Now, the reason why I did them first is because this comes right up. This white piece, which is under the thing, so you couldn't see it, comes right up to this edge. In fact, I'm going to cover over it a little bit. And that's how I know the placement of the of those. And then this is going to match the placement of these. So it's going to go, this is going to come right up to that edge, right in the middle. So now I can start sticking these down. Lost my tape runner. Okay. And and we got one that's squattier and one that isn't. Now, I did something wrong because they're supposed to be the same. That's better. I think that'll be good. And let's get this one on. And then this one. Oh wait, is this the one that oh, those are the ones. I don't know why. I'm using the repositionable on this one again. It's supposed to be right up here. So now I need to go to the edge of this one. And move this over. Because I think that'll look funny if it's floating. Let me move this one over now. Gee, they are right up on top of each other. But I can't have these things misaligned. Oh, that would just be a disaster. No, it wouldn't. Done is better than perfect. Right? That's what I hear. All right. That's that. So now we can move on to the next page, which is really just a mirror of this one. So hopefully it will work a little better. So now I'm going to use this piece. I'm going to turn this so that when I put the cameras on, oh boy, I'm about to stick that down. I'm telling you, losing my mind today. Just going to stick it to my mat. All right, let's see if I can get this. I find it's helpful when you have paper like this with a pattern. You can, if it's from a company that you like to use, like if it's printed correctly, that would be, I guess it could be not printed correctly, so then you shouldn't use it as a guide. But usually you're pretty safe. As I say that, I feel like, I don't know, this might not be right. Now I need to find my other two pieces. Here's one. Oh, here's the other one. Okay. I feel like I did that one much better than the last one. I got my two favorite tape runners out here with me. And they are the regular and the repositionable. Don't think I'm even going to need the precision point adhesive. Yes, this paper, this is the vitamin C, SEA, and it is one of my favorites for Florida, for beachy stuff. But blues and greens match a lot of pictures. Actually, I'm not doing beach pictures, but the people in the pictures are wearing these colors. So they're gonna look cute. Alrighty. Oh, I knew it was too good to be true. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I should have probably put it on the other side, so it was the lighter print on this one. But that's where I'm going to say done is better than perfect. Now I need to find my pictures. Where were they? Oh, here they are. Now I did grab this punch too, and this one is no longer available, sadly. I don't think so. I think why it's ringing a bell is because I had one left that I sold last week, but I do not believe that I know that's no longer available. But I could punch that out of some of these mats if I wanted to add that around as an additional embellishment. So now I need to do the pictures. The nice thing about this mat, the 4.5 by 6.5, is it gives you a nice mat. You don't have to trim any pictures. So I think I was going to put so that'll be a 4x4, and then the rest of these are all inside of a scrapbooking. And what I think I planned to do was make this a journal box, because that's one thing I noticed, that this page doesn't really have any spot for journaling, and I think some of you would be okay with that. But I definitely need space to tell this jet ski story. Now I'm going to check this because these have pretty wide mats, I have a feeling. Well, no, it says 4x4. So the mats are different. The edges of this mat are small, and this is like 1/8 of an inch, and these are 1/4. So I just wanted to check, make sure that was correct. Of course, if you wanted them to match, you could also trim down this picture a little bit more. I'm not going to do that because I already had to cut off the top part of the flamingo. So now I'll have to use some. I'm going to take my scraps from the white cardstock. I'm just going to cut them various lengths here, and then I'm going to place them on here for a journal box. And I need to do them a little bit thinner I'm just going to take off. I did all 3 of those at the same time with my personal trimmer. And then I can just journal here, kind of like them offset like that. I'll stick these guys down. Helps if they're right side up, of course. And if you came on after I reminded everyone, if you haven't shared, you can go ahead and share, and you will be entered to win the Beautiful Memories paper pack and sticker, coordinating stickers right now. And if you're watching this on the replay, then you can still share up until 10 o'clock tonight, and you will be entered to win $10 off your next order. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple of these cameras. Come on, camera. To go around here. And one more. Thank you for sharing, and don't forget to comment shared. All right. I don't know if we need 3 of these, but we have 3 of them. I'm not sure I need 3 of them, but now I feel like I need to move this. All right. Get some tape on this baby. And okay. Now I've got 3 little hearts from those punches that we can add as embellishments. I don't know what happened to my words today. All right. There's another one around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. You know, things get lost around here. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, goodness. All right, so that side is done, and we just have this side to lay down now. So since I'm leaving 2 of them full, I'm going to pick some where there's a lot going on, where you can see a lot on the tables, and then I can trim these ones. Oh, I guess I didn't need to make that a journal box. I could have made that a Yale box. Let's see. Well, I can add these 2 in together. So why don't I do that? This would be a 4x4. I think I shared this picture when Trish was my guest on Let's Taco About It. I'm miss her now that she's back up in Canada. Helping her scrappy people get all scrappy in Canada. Oh, goodness. Actually, I've got some room on this picture, and this is supposed to be a 4x3. So I don't know if I can get Gail down to 3. I'm going to lose. I can. I'm just going to lose part of her page. All right, so. But at least her face is in there, and that's what's important. Now for these, I'm going to start with Murph here. Since you can't really see what she's doing, I'm going to trim her down to 3 1/4. Stick her on. Then I'll figure out how big this other picture can be here. And let me trim off this side. And I guess right up to the trimmer. All right, I'm going to take a little bit more off of this one. And then we should be good. I didn't put the tape runner on this. Okay. And there we have it. Now it's going to be really hard to see both of these. Oh, you can see them both. So I just think I need to do a couple more. Or maybe I've got one more camera. I might just do one more camera. Although there isn't a little space like that really needs it. So I don't really need it. But I'll just add it on since I have it. Well, thanks, Deb. Oh, that's Aubrey. Actually, yeah, it's Stephanie's daughter. Stephanie's right here, or maybe Audrey. She has 2 daughters. So Frida, you have to go to the calendar, go to tonight, and when you go click on RSVP for the event, and then you have to say more. There's a little button for more. It's just below that because of the paragraph that's written. You have to click on it. But that is our page, everybody. That is the devotion project recipe. I'm going to flip back over to me now.
Okay. And since I'm here and I'm done, I will go ahead and show you where to find the project recipe. Now I've lost myself. Okay. So if you go to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com, oh, that's lovely. You're going to come up to this page and you're going to click on Calendar and Events. And then you're going to click on the project recipe and you will see where it says RSVP. Click on RSVP. And then the key is that, whoopsie, come back. See right down here where it says read more. You need to click that, and then it says click here to download recipe. So there's there's too much text up here, it pushes it down into the next area. So hopefully that helps. So just go to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com and then click on calendar events and RSVP, and you should be good to go. All right. Well, whoopsie. I'm lost. I've lost myself. There I am. Okay. So now it's time to give away that beautiful memories paper pack and stickers. And so let's see who the lucky winner is. And if you like that page, go ahead and like this live or love this live. That would be awesome. And go to, there we go, the giveaway. All right, let's see who our lucky winner is. I've had a full 11 days of fun giveaways. Let's see who our lucky winner is tonight. The birthday girl, Jen G. Congratulations. That's awesome. You are the winner. So for everyone else, you are still entered in to win $10 off your next order, and I will do that at 10 p.m. tonight. So there's still time if you're watching this on the replay to share, and don't forget to come back and comment shared so that you are in the drawing tonight to win $10 off your next order. And as I mentioned last night during the live, do not forget to register for the Go Gray in May event that benefits families affected by pediatric brain cancer through the Cannonballs for Cane Foundation. I know 2 of you registered last night. That's awesome. It is filling up, so you're going to want to do that sooner rather than later. And I am almost done with the April card kit sample. So I will post that later this week and also send out an email as soon as that's done. Speaking of Go Gray in May, our friend Crystal has made glittery cups with ribbons on it for the Go Gray in May event. So look for a picture of that in the email. She's selling them for $40, and 30 of the 40 she is donating to the Cannonballs for Cane. So quite certain she's losing money on this ordeal, but that is what she wants to do. So that's awesome, and that means we get to donate more money to the foundation. So thank you all for being on here tonight, whether live or on the replay. And I guess I won't see you till next Tuesday. After seeing you so much, it's going to really feel weird. But thanks for being on here, and until I see you again, stay scrappy. Bye-bye now.